Hi guys, how's it going? Like I said, I was going to show you guys how I color graded this footage. There are two ways to color grade. You either use let me start from the beginning so that I'll not bamboozle you with too much things. When you import your footage into Premiere Pro, and you create your sequence, and you've brought in the footage, this is the video and the audios. Once you do that, you already have it like this. If you want to color the footage, ensure that you are working using the color workspace. What that means is you have to go to Windows here on your Premiere Pro interface. Click on Windows, go to Workspace, and then go to Color. What that does is it changes the arrangement of what the interface looks like. I know you can see the source panel here, timeline panel here, program panel here. When you select color, it gives you the opportunity to be able to select the inventory color panel and then your color grading. So you can use basic, use color palette, use creative curves, color wheel, page, SL, secondary, and so make sure you are workspace off, color for color grading. If it's audio, you click on audio. If it's for captions, you click captions. It's for normal editing, click normal editing. It's for effect, click on effect. It will automatically rearrange what it looks like. For instance, let's say we wanted to do effects and we went to effects. You see what it has done. It has rearranged this workspace to how it's suitable for effects. So now the effects here, no more colorimetry. There's now effects. Now I can go to whatever effect I want, type it here to save time instead of going to look for it inside here. I just type here to show. I can pick that, add it to the video or to the audio. But we're just working with this color. So Windows, workspace, go to color, select, automatically rearranges it for me for coloring. Then we go to basic correction and click it here and hold down this color adjustment for color grading. This is the original footage without color grading. I shot this using the Canon 70D. I did not shoot it on SLR, Canon log footage. Log footage on video is like shooting RAW when you're shooting pictures. So there's JPEG and there's RAW. RAW keeps in more details of the footage so that you can play around with the color. For video is log. So if you go to your camera settings, if it has log installed, you can select log. It might be pale than this, it might be looking desaturated, so it might look something like this. For instance, if you shoot on log, it will not be so colorful. You get. So this is the original. I think the color settings here was at either vivid or but that's not what we are here to do. We're here to color. So how to color the footage? There are two ways. Number one, you can either color the video on this video panel, or you use what we call adjustment layer. So in order to use adjustment layer, or let me just drop this tip before I use adjustment layer. It is advisable to use adjustment layer for your coloring in case you make a mistake or during the coloring something doesn't just work out and you want to start all over. If you color this footage, let's say you select this and then you go ahead and play with the coloring, whatever you do here, if at the end of the day you don't like what you did, it therefore means that you have to be pressing Ctrl Z on your keyboard to go back to the former design, or you just double click for it to go back to 0. That's stressful. Imagine you have played around with temperature, tint, saturation, exposure, contrast, and all of these things. You end up not liking it and you want to start all over. You have to go and reset everything. That's stressful. So it is advisable to use adjustment layer, because you can easily delete the adjustment layer and you'll still be left with your footage. How to get adjustment layer? Simple. Get over here, right click, go to new item and search for adjustment layer. Once you click that, it will ask you what aspect ratio you want to use, what time base you want to use, pixel aspect ratio 1/1 or 1 is good, so hit OK. And since this is landscape, not portrait, if it were portrait we'll have to change the setting. So you drag this adjustment layer from here, click and drag and put it here, then move your mouse like this and ensure you drag it to fill in. Good. Now it has covered your footage. So now this is what we'll be using to color this footage, this one right here. You can make multiple adjustment layers. You can always drag from here and drop, or you duplicate this by hitting, you press hold the option key on your Mac and then you drag it. So press hold the option key and drag like this, it will duplicate. You get. If you click this, press hold option key to duplicate, you get. But I'll just need maybe like 2. So let's delete this one first. When I want to create the next one, would click it. So this is the adjustment layer. This is where we are going to color, and whatever we do here is going to affect the footage under. And if we don't need this and we delete this, our footage will be safe. So what settings should we use in coloring this footage to make it look better than this? Well, step 1, play a bit with the color temperature. How I color graded this is what I'm going to show you guys, but you are free to do whatever you like as long as the footage turns out fine, visually appealing. For me, this was what I did. I would like to put this at minus 23.7. You might ask, why minus 23.7? That's like moving it towards the cool area. This is the cool area and this is the warmth. The footage was looking too warmth. If you notice here, was looking so warmth, and I had to just move it a bit to the cool side so that warmth can drop. How you know what you've done is by blinding the layer here. See the difference? Yeah, good. I like the way it is like this, and I'm fine with that. Next is tint. I would like to leave the tint at 0. It's fine for me. Next is saturation. 100 for the saturation is fine. I don't want it to look too colorful. When you move your saturation, it has this vivid look. If this is the effect you want, fantastic, but I don't want that. I will leave it at 100. It's fine by me. I'll compensate for the saturation by using something else inside Creative, which is vibrance. So for exposure, 0.8 is fine for me for this image. So I'll just click 0.8 and hit OK. Now it's brighter. And to see what you've done, you blind it. Yeah. Not to worry, we'll still calm down. It might look too bright, but we'll still calm it down. For contrast, we'll leave it at 0. For highlights, minus 28.1. So we do minus 28.1. Yeah, it's not as bright as it was initially. Yeah, highlights deals with the brightest part of your footage, while shadows deals with the middle point of your footage, while the blacks deals with the darkest point of your footage. So for shadows, I think I can do 12.2 for this video. Yeah, that looks good. For whites, is okay for me. For the blacks, I can do -2.2, -2.2. That's fine. Now, what I would like to do now is go to creative and play around with vibrance. Remember, I told you the last time I didn't want to touch saturation because saturation gives a vivid color that was just too much. So for vibrance, I would do 58.3. Yeah, it's better. If I had moved saturation to 58.3, it would have been too colorful. The goal is to make it as minimal as possible. You may let your footage look good but still natural. So yeah, for this adjustment layer, I like it like this. To see what we've done so far, blind here, you see what we have? Yeah, good. I like it. Like I said, you can duplicate this adjustment layer. The more you duplicate with the one that you've worked on, it becomes more colorful. So let's say we hit option and we duplicate this and we took it up. You can see that it's now more colorful than it was before, but for this image, I don't want to do that. I want to create something special, so I can bring up a new adjustment layer that has no effect, pull it to fill up the space, and then what I would like to do now is add a Lumetri color grading preset. What that means is that the color grading has already been done. Yeah, I just want to mount it on this. So I'm clicking, ensure that you're clicking the new adjustment layer that is empty. Go to creative, go to the look. It's supposed to be called LUT, lookup table. And then let's add, while I worked on this footage, I added SL gold and orange. So this is SL big, I'm looking for gold. SL gold, SL gold and orange. I think you should have this in your Premiere Pro. When you go to creative and check, you should see all of this stuff right here. It should come with your Premiere Pro. Gold orange, yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. So just click it, pound, and boom, it has added on your footage. This is like saturation that we're trying to avoid. This is too much, so we're going to tone it down a bit. How you do that is ensure that the adjustment layer is clicked, then you go to effects and controls, then go to opacity, and then tone the opacity down until you have gotten what you want. At 45, this is fantastic. You can decide to do 50. Let's do 50 and see. Not bad. To see what we've done so far, we blind this and blind this. This is the original footage. This is the first adjustment. This is the second adjustment. So guys, this is how you color your footage in Premiere Pro. This is one way to do it. There are several ways to do it. Yeah, we haven't even touched all of this yet. This is like a quick way to color your footage if you don't want to waste time. You've edited your shot, and this works very well for multiple footage. Let's say you shot a short film, or you did plenty content and you had many camera angles and you have done plenty cuts. Once you just mount this adjustment layer, you can extend it like this to fit in for how many footage you've put. Yeah, and the effect will apply, and once you're done, you're good. So guys, if you have any question, like I said in the group, ask your questions in the group. Please don't send me DM. I want others to also learn. Drop the question in the group. I will answer it in the group so that every other person can also learn something. But if there's something else you need outside what we've done, if it's a personal thing, for sure, you can reach out and we can talk and solve whatever issue you have. And with that, I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Do have a lovely day.